What's up, guys? Felipe here, back with another video. Today I wanted to jump into a video talking about my current understanding of reality. So this is just my current understanding of reality. If I were to talk to myself from 2 years ago, he would not be okay. He would not be able to handle basically how I view the world now. And I don't think that trend is going to change. I think that if anything, it's just going to keep getting crazier and crazier from what I've been able to observe so far. And so this is my first time kind of taking like a holistic breakdown of like what I think. And so I'll call this V1, my V1 understanding of reality. And it'll be great to like there are so many people that I care about that I haven't spoken to in a long time. The past 2 years has been very deeply philosophical and spiritual for me, and I've made like tremendous progress in those fronts. And so it's kind of like an update for those individuals that are interested, and it's also like a record, a time capsule for my future self, to see how differently I view the world in the future. So, let's just jump right into it. Well, it starts off with the fact that, I believe that I am not my physical form. And what I mean by that is, of course, I have this body that I'm piloting, this meat machine, but this is not the true nature of myself. Like, I don't really have control over anything. Like, I didn't ask to be this way. I didn't ask to be myopic. I didn't ask to be Korean American. I didn't ask to be born in Hawaii. I didn't ask to be born July 28th, 1998. Like, the only reason I'm not a rattlesnake is because my parents were rattlesnake. All the craziest, like, the variables that have the greatest influence on my life, I've had basically zero control over. Zero control over. I don't get to, I'm not consciously aware of how many times I blink per minute. I'm not aware of how many times my heart is beating per minute. Like, it's just going. Like, it's just, the dance of existence is going. And the same witnessing consciousness that was like, in my 3-year-old self is the same one here. And it's going to be the same one when I'm, if I make it to 60. And the nature of that soul, I'm going to start referring to it like soul, witnessing consciousness. I'm going to be using those terms interchangeably. That is the only thing that has remained static, immutable. Everything else is changing. Like thousands of skin cells getting sloughed off when I do this. And man, it's just going. It's just going. So this is not me. And to use a dream example, when you see a dream, or when you're in a dream, your mind constructs your dream self, all the objects within the dream, and also the entire environment of like the entire dreamscape. So everything that could be considered a part of the dream is constructed by the mind. And such is the same in the waking, right? Like I am not able to see myself unless I look at a reflection of myself in the mirror. So this isn't the true. This is just the meat machine that my consciousness is bound to. It's not me. It's not actually me. The true nature of myself is like everything that I perceive. How can I say this? It's a bit difficult to explain, but if you are watching a movie and it's like a completely immersive experience, right? Like you're completely lost in the sauce. You're just so fucking enveloped in the story. The true nature of yourself is the theater. It's the entire screen, it's the sound system. That's you. And what's being displayed is the experience of the movie. But the only way you can have that experience is if you are like at the theater. Is if the consciousness is allowing you to perceive or to be able to pick up on it, to be able to experience it. Like, if I show you this pen, it may seem that you're just seeing a pen, or you see these glasses. Like, it's just an object that you're able to see. But in actuality, you're seeing the light reflected off of the pen. And you're seeing the light reflected off of these glasses, right? If this were to be a completely dark room and zero photons were to be in here, then the camera wouldn't be able to pick up on it, and then by extension, you wouldn't be able to see it, right? So it's the same thing. Like, consciousness needs to exist at the base in order for there to be any experience at all, any degree of perception. And that's the true nature of being. That is what you truly are, right? So you are the subject, the object, the environment, everything. That is anything that you can conceive of. Any thoughts, all of that just falls into, but it's not actually you. It's just part of the experience. So it's not actually connected. It's so hard to explain. I feel like I didn't do it justice there, but like when I open my eyes and I look at myself, I'm looking at the viewfinder right now on the screen, like 130 million, I believe, photoreceptors on my retina, and then billions of neurons and trillions of synapses get activated in my brain. So my brain is literally constructing everything that I'm seeing in real time, my occipital lobe. And it doesn't feel that way. It genuinely just feels like, oh, I'm just taking a snapshot of how reality actually is, and I understand that there's like a reversal process. I'm seeing like a flipped image and then my brain flips it. But like, other than that, it's just, no. But in actuality, it's being constructed. Like, it's being constructed on the fly, right? Because like, if you think about it from an evolutionary perspective, natural selection only cares about fitness, is survival and reproduction. Two things, survival and reproduction. And so an organism that is dedicating resources to perceiving like stimuli that isn't going to aid in its ability to survive or to have offspring is going to be at a net disadvantage against an organism that is completely optimized for survival and reproduction. And so over the course of millions, billions of years, those organisms in a competitive environment lose out. And so only the ones that have been like blessed, that are able to adapt to the constructed environment created by the mind, those are the only ones that make. And so it's insanely non-intuitive, because I've never been like a bee, I've never been a fruit fly, I've never been any other organism to see how they're perceiving reality. But if you look at the entire electromagnetic spectrum, and you were to place one end in Los Angeles and the other in New York, I believe the range of visible light is the width of a human hair. It's just that small. That's all we can see with these eyes. And then this shirt that appears yellow to you, it's genuine. It's subtractively yellow to me when I'm looking at it in person. But on the screen, if you were to zoom into the pixels, you are just seeing red and green pixels. It's just so easy to trick the eye. And so everything you're seeing, you're perceiving is a construct of your mind. And the top speed of neuronal impulses, like action potentials through your neurons, is about 260 miles per hour. So the latency between, it's insane. And time is not stopping. Time is not, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's just going. I said 9,029 days since I was born. 29,200 days in 80 years. I'm over 30% done, even if I do make it to 80. If I do make it that long. And the aperture of focus is such that, if I decide to focus on my reflection in the viewfinder right now, I'm unable to read any of the text on the screen here. I can see a little bit of purple, but the aperture of my vision is like this. And the aperture of my focus is also like that. If I start counting down from 723, 722, and then start thinking about what I ate for dinner, I would not be able to sustain this I would not be able to sustain making this video. I would just lose my train of thought. And so, just how small, how limited our conscious experience is in this reality. I'm just 1 out of 8 billion. Just 1 out of 8 billion people. And 150,000 people die every single day. Every single day. And out of the 3.2 billion nucleotides that comprise the human DNA, the human genome, only about like 1 to 2 million variations comprise all of human variety, like diversity. So we're 99% the same. We're these 99% the same clones of one another. But again, evolution has made it such that we're hyper sensitive to even the smallest differences. And that's just reality. And so we're playing a game. We're literally in an RPG game that we've been forced to play. I didn't ask, and like nobody asked my permission to be brought into this earth. And nobody, like I wasn't given like a character select screen. I didn't get to choose. So I've just been dealt a hand, like the roll of the cosmic dice gave me these traits, gave me the environment, gave me everything basically, all the things that have any level of significance. And it's just going. It's just going. And so I say this all the time. The real game being played is how you make people feel, and you're a person too. So it's about how you feel. Emotions are everything. Emotions are everything. Because if you don't want to wake up in the morning and you don't want to continue to play this collective game that we're all playing, then what's the point? What's the point? Yeah. It's real. And so like really take a step back and think about how everything in this world is temporary. The only permanent thing is change. Everything's just constantly in flux, just constantly moving. And so like to grow in spirit, to cultivate your awareness and to rediscover the true essence of your being, that should be a very high priority mission for all of us. That's what I believe. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to my ramble. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.